What's up everybody, my name is Freedom and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to trade options on your phone using webull in less than just 10 minutes. Let's get started. Once you've downloaded the app and you've made your first account, you can jump onto any tab and start in the search bar to find your first stock. For example, the stock that we're going to be using is Target, so we want to look up TGT to find Target. Once you're brought to the stock page, if you want to access options, all you have to do is just slide your screen to the right, or you can click on the little green button that says options down below. The page you're going to be taken to is known as the options chain. If you're a beginner, this is going to be at least a little or very confusing, but that's all completely okay. We're going to be taking care of that concern and all of that worry by making sure you're able to confidently know what everything on this screen means and how to use it properly by the end of this video. But first, you may need to know, what even are options? Well, to give a good look into what options are, think about a house that is worth $300,000 today and you want to buy it. But you think it will jump into $400,000 in the next 3 months. Problem is, you shouldn't buy it right now if you think it'll be like that. So you tell the seller to give you the right to buy it at $310,000 anytime within those 3 months, and that you'll pay him $5,000 premium up front to hold it off the market. House moons to $400,000 and you buy at $310,000, you get to pocket $85,000 profit with no premium. If it tanks or stays flat, you get a walk away as well. You only lose $5,000 and there's no obligation. That's what an option is. The right to buy or sell 100 shares of a stock at a strike price by expiration, and your premium is your maximum risk. A premium is the amount the option buyer pays to the seller to open the contract. For an example, the $5,000 payment that we made to the homeowner. And then the strike price is the exact price you can buy or sell the stock for if you use the option. For example, the $310,000 purchase price. And then what's next to know is the expiration date. This is kind of self-explanatory, but it is also known as the last day you can use the option. You can buy or sell it anytime before that. Now there are only going to be 2 types of options that you need to know. Number 1 is calls. A call is another good way to say that you're betting that the stock is going to go up. A call gives you the right but not the requirement to buy shares at a specific price. Number 2 is puts. This is when you want to bet that the stock is going to be going down. Puts give you the right, not the requirement, to sell shares at a specific price, meaning that if you think a stock is going to go down, you're going to be making puts instead of calls. And it's that simple. Calls mean that you think the stock is going up, and puts mean that you think the stock is going down. Back on the webull options chain, let's place an example order using Target. Now all of the dates that you see here represent each an expiration date of a contract or a call that you want to make. To begin, at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to choose if webull displays calls, puts, or both. This is a special tool for people to use because puts is how you decide if you want to bet if the stock is going down. But for right now, we are going to assume that Target is going up, so we're going to pick calls. Expirations with options can go from 1 day to a whole year. For this example, let's say that you believe the Target stock will rise over the next 10 days. Each row represents a different kind of strike or an options call that you can make. So if I said that I thought that the Target stock was going to go up by $94, I would select $94. But let's just say or assume that the stock is going to go up to $93 in the next 10 days. Now stay with me because we're getting to the fun part, which is actually buying. The next thing we find ourselves looking at is the order form. We're going to be wanting to check out the order type and make sure it's set to limit. Don't worry about any of the other kinds of orders that you can do, except for stop and loss orders, which we may get into another video. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do is check out your limit price. This represents how much your premium is. 161 right now is kind of a high end for me, so I want to go down to the mid, or the closer to the mid, as close to the mid as I can get, which is going to be around 155 or something like that. The closer you are to the mid, the faster your order is going to get filled out. Next, we're going to want to keep our contracts just at 1. Since the limit price is already $155, that means that the total cost is going to be $155. If we bought a second contract, it's going to be another. So we're going to just keep it very low, which is what mostly people do, unless you got the money to fund it. The estimated transaction fee is a fee webull is required to pay to the US regulatory agencies, but with webull there are no fees to their benefit to trade stocks or options, which makes it very good, especially for beginners. Next, you'll see option available buying power, which is your buying power or your funds available to buy your contracts or your stocks. Right now on this account, I only have 35 cents, but in order to be able to make this kind of a transaction or fill this kind of an order, you have to have a buying power that is higher than the estimated total. But this is all just an example, and the market right now is currently closed. To trade options, you have to do it during regular market hours. And if this was a real trade, all you would do is just hit confirm to submit for an execution. But first, you might want to know a couple important tips. Before you start trading with serious capital, aka your money, you actually can start trading with fake money, also known as a demo account. webull provides this feature and lets you open up your own demo account for free. This is a great way to get experience and to get an understanding of how options and the market works. You should look into it as well. Another thing that's important to know is you don't actually have to maintain or manage your 100 shares ever, and you can close out of your contract or your option contract, your call, your put, whatever you want to call it. You can close out of it before the expiration at any time. Make sure you set stop loss profit orders. I really can't express how much I recommend new traders, especially if you have not that much money, to start out with a demo account. That's going to save you a lot more time, a lot more effort, and it's going to let you understand a lot more about how the market works. Because even though you can learn a lot on options trading with YouTube and the internet and stuff, etc., a lot of it is also learned through just experience itself. Drop your questions or your topic ideas in the comments. I'll read every single one of them and make sure that I'm helping all of you guys get better. Also, feel free to join my Discord community in the link down below to get access to my real trading tools, my watch list, and 24/7 support. Thanks for watching, trade smart, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.